What drives a man to face certain death? Not for riches, not for conquest, but for the warrior beside him. What makes a soldier smile before battle, knowing he will not return? And why does a Spartan see death not as defeat, but as the highest honor a warrior can earn? Today we enter the sacred ground of the Spartan code, not forged in stone, but in blood, loyalty, and glory. Let's begin with quote number 1. When men fight not for gold but for their brothers, they become unstoppable. This is the heart of Spartan warfare. They didn't fight for land. They didn't fight for gold. They fought for the man to their left and the man to their right. From age 7, Spartan boys entered the Agogs, a harsh military training program designed to turn them into warriors. But it didn't just teach combat. It taught bonding. They slept together, bled together, starved together. And by the time they became soldiers, they were no longer just comrades. They were brothers. In the phalanx formation, each man's shield protected the warrior next to him. That meant survival didn't depend on strength alone. It depended on trust. This mindset made the Spartans not only fearless, but unbreakable. Let's jump forward to 1944, the beaches of Normandy. As American, British, and Canadian soldiers stormed the shores, many weren't thinking of politics or medals. They were thinking of the friend in the foxhole next to them. That's why brotherhood matters. Because when men fight for each other, not ego, they don't break. They rise. Here are 3 ways you can apply this. Choose your circle wisely. Surround yourself with warriors who would go into battle with you, not those who run when it's hard. Put loyalty above status. In every fight, be the one your brothers can count on. Make every battle bigger than you. When your mission is about more than yourself, fear disappears. Now let's move to quote number 2. Eat well, for tonight we dine in Hades. At first this sounds like a joke, a line from a movie. But this quote was reportedly spoken by a Spartan warrior before the Battle of Thermopylae. They were about to face certain death, yet instead of panic, he smiled. That's the Spartan difference. To them, death was not an end. It was a passage to Hades, the Greek underworld. And if you died with your weapon in hand fighting for Sparta, you didn't enter as a victim. You entered as a hero. This line was said not to mock death, but to prepare the soul. Because when death is accepted, life becomes clearer. Let me give you a classic echo. In Norse mythology, warriors who died in battle were taken to Valhalla, a hall of glory filled with other warriors. Just like Sparta, death wasn't tragedy, it was promotion. And in modern times, look at the firefighters who ran into the Twin Towers on September 11th. They knew the risks. They went anyway. They weren't driven by survival, they were driven by duty. That's Spartan. Here are 3 mindset takeaways. Face death with clarity, not fear. When you accept mortality, you stop wasting time. Find peace before the battle. The calmest warriors are the deadliest, because they've already made peace with the outcome. Live so well that death can't catch you unprepared. The Spartan didn't run from Hades, he toasted him. Before we enter the final quote, if these truths hit you in the chest, if this brotherhood, courage, and mindset fire you up, then take one small action now. Like, comment, subscribe. You're not just watching history, you're joining it. Let's finish with the crown of Spartan belief. Okay, here's quote number 3. To die in battle is the greatest glory one can achieve. This is the peak, the summit of the Spartan soul. Glory wasn't found in titles, not in land, not even in victory. It was found in how you fought and how you fell. A Spartan could lose a battle and still win glory if he fought with honor, if he stood his ground, if he gave everything. Why? Because the ultimate goal wasn't survival. It was to live a life that meant something. They believed that a life of comfort, fear, or cowardice was far worse than a death in battle. And here's the truth most won't tell you. Modern life rewards safety, but history remembers those who risked everything for something greater. Look at the samurai in feudal Japan. Their code, Bushido, taught that death was a gift if received with honor. Sound familiar? In today's world, most people want to avoid pain. Spartans, they ran into it, smiling, because they knew glory lives on longer than comfort. Now here are 3 deep truths to apply. Seek meaning over safety. If your life is too comfortable, it may be too small. Fall forward. If you go down fighting. Go down doing something that matters. Let your last stand become someone else's inspiration. Even in death, Spartans passed their fire forward. Now let's bring this all together. When men fight not for gold but for their brothers, they become unstoppable. Eat well, for tonight we dine in Hades. To die in battle is the greatest glory one can achieve. These aren't just quotes from the past. They are living reminders that brotherhood matters more than status, death feared less than dishonor. Glory is found not in how long you live, but in how you live. The Spartans were few, but they were mighty, because they were loyal, they were fearless, and they didn't just die with honor. They lived with code. So now we ask you, what are you fighting for? Who are you fighting beside? And when the darkness comes, will you dine in fear or raise a toast in Hades? This is Conrad Warriors. You've heard the story. Now carry the flame. Like, share, subscribe. Because real warriors don't just train the body, they forge the soul.